Hi Nigeria, hi Africa, it's your boy Crazy right now, aka Mr. Rich.
Yo, this is Stepon at the 103.5 FM. My name's Bill.
Yeah, you should buzz that thing, dude. Alright, you know, man, your properly.
I'm BP. Keep listening to everyone on the 102.5 FM.
Yeah, you don't know it's your boy Rundown Ari.
Yes, it's your boy Ice Prince, aka Ice Prince from West Africa, Nigeria.
Yo, I'm JP. Keep listening to everyone on the 103.5 FM. Everyone on the FM 103.5. Everyone on the FM 103.5. We are on 24/7, 24/7, around the clock. Everyone on the FM 103.5. All day, all night. Non-stop the live radio broadcast. Join us. Culture and entertainment at their best. Ladies and gentlemen, tighten your seatbelt as we take you on this smooth ride.
Let's go! It's the morning drive on 103.5, everyone on the FM. Keeping your morning engaging as we take you through the smoothest ride on radio.
From 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Get your morning inspired, be informed. Let's interact only on the morning drive.
Make it a date with Divine and Martin Efan Shuku, aka Lady D and Meta, from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
On the morning drive.
173.5 FONDS.
Udo dịrị gị ndị ọma na-ege anyị ntị, ekele gị Igbo n'ọbụ na-esonyere anyị n'ọnọdụ mgbasa ozi ọhụrụ adịghị n'ụtụtụ tata bụ ụbọchị nke mbụ n'ime ọnwa Disemba 2022. Anyị wee na-asị ka ọnwa ọhụrụ anụnwa wetara mụ na gị ihe dị mma. Otu nkeji ka o ji gata elekere 7 n'oge newspaper headlines. Ka anyị zie ozi laghachite azụ nwee ike gaa n'ihu ịgụpụtara gị ihe dị n'isi akwụkwọ akụkọ anyị ji bata n'ụtụtụ a. Anyị na-alaghachite azụ tupu ngwa ndị iche.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that your complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
Anyị ka na-anabata gị n'ụlọ ọrụ mgbasa ozi n'ụtụtụ a anyị ga-eleba anya n'ihe dị n'akwụkwọ akụkọ Guardian, Punch, Nation, Premium Times. Anyị ga-elebakwa anya na Leadership, Vanguard, This Day, Sun, yana Tribune. Sonyere anyị ma ọ bụrụ na stream anyị na mixlr.com/gistfm. Ị ga-enweta anyị live na Facebook page anyị bụ @3.5 FM. Zitere anyị akwụkwọ na SMS maọbụ na WhatsApp na 08096661035.
And I'm Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper. Sanwo-Olu at campaign promises better tomorrow. Oyetola's appointees left with official vehicles. Others, Adeleke reveals. 8th day, no end to infection by 2030 as 1.8 million Nigerians live with HIV. At advertising conference, minister says reform have deepened practice. Nigerians will never witness APC beyond 2023, says Atiku. Senate passes Federal Capital Territory 607.9 billion naira 2022 appropriation bill. ASU protests over unpaid salaries in University of Calabar. Poor female representation in Nigeria's 2023 elections. Unacceptable, appalling, United Nations. Average price of kerosene hits 1,041 naira per litre in October. National Bureau of Statistics. Adeleke tax panel to recover looted state assets. Inspector General of Police denies disregard for court order. Corruption, a disaster Nigerians must unite against, says Osibanjo. AIDS Healthcare Foundation laments 1.5 million new HIV infections, says war against AIDS not yet over. APC unveils Bless Me mobile crowdfunding channel for Tinubu's campaign. No hiding place for criminals in Abia, says Ibazo. Obey before complaint. Human Rights Writers Association tells Inspector General of Police as police boss gets 3 months jail. Obey before complaint. Human Rights Writers Association tells Inspector General of Police as police boss gets 3 months jail. Ekiti assures monarchs of adequate security. Urukoya encourages 25 youth artists to showcase talents. Edo government engages stakeholders, citizens on residency card. Ejimako urges DSS to obey court order, release Kanu. And lastly, Tinubu lists terms to debate Obi as Arise TV insists on appearance.
Now, leadership. Amid strong condemnation, Aisha Buhari's critic, Aminu, arraigned in secret, jailed. World Cup, Argentina, Poland, Australia advanced to last 16. Tunisia, Mexico exit in style. Diversion, logistics, responsible for fuel scarcity. Mass poverty, federal government passes the buck, blames governors. Federal government okays compulsory mother tongue instruction in primary schools. 2023. APC has done nothing for Nigeria in 8 years. Atiku. My re-election bid based on achievements. Sanwo-Olu. Bauchi student kills friend over outing disagreement. Court remands varsity student who criticized Aisha Buhari. Qatar 2022. Tunisia upsets France. Exit World Cup. Internet fraudster kills girlfriend over refusal to release business proceeds. Jonathan, Kuka, Amechi, Yusuf, Ali, others for unveiling of the later man. 2023. Atiku storms Ondo, says APC's almost 8 years rule a waste. Lagos PDP chieftain, Awesu, congratulates new Osun governor. Kidnappers demand 100 million naira ransom. Politicization of appointment of NAS flag. Threat to democracy. CSO. NIWA begins movement of cargoes to Onitsha River Port with barges. Alleged reason yet to doubt CJN's capacity. CUPP. Shock, confusion in Cross River as mother beheads 10-year-old daughter. NAFDAC arraigns trader over alleged importation of fake seasonings. Others. New health reform bill underway, says Osibanjo. China partner on $60 million smart security architecture. Former Chinese President Jiang Zemin dies at 96. Jubilation in Benue as PDP governorship candidate set to return. after medical vacation. Ronaldo inches close to €400 million Al Nassr transfer deal. Kwara gets federal government $7 million diagnostic facility. Federal government rolls out enhanced e-passport, commissions CPPC in Canada. Police arrest ex-minister, orders for destruction of campaign billboards. Yelkai, Ogun, Oyo to deploy patrol teams, drones to neutralize kidnappers. Ahmadu Bello Foundation congratulates Buhari over column Kolmani oil gas find. Parents urged to encourage children's creative skills. Nigeria can leverage digitalization to improve IGR. NITDA boss: Impact of flooding in Nigeria. We want impartial INEC. 5,000 African startups from Google Hustle Academy program. CBN pays $81 billion naira RT200 rebate as repatriate funds rise to $4.98 billion. Equities investors lose 61 billion naira in bearish trading. 5 months after spending 5 months after suspending Operation Arrow resumes December 5. Arik Air relaunches Port Harcourt Express route. Jazz Bank relocates head office. Zone to power global digital currency payment. 1,700 benefit from Intel's Women Empowerment Program. Shareholder approved Access Holdings capital structure. NCC moves to deepen digital knowledge of judges for adjudications. US scholar attributes Europe's prosperity to Africa. Experts urge IMC professionals to optimize future marketing. Why you should avoid foods high in trans fats. Ibrahim. PHC. CSOs call for increased budgetary allocation. Seeming open defecation in Nigeria. Violent attack. Investigates arrested NNPP members. APC tells police. Kaduna. Labour Party Guba candidates as Sake condemns murder of woman leader. Yakubu inspects burnt INEC office. Reassures on 2023 polls. 2023. Rivers people will soon decide on preferred presidential candidate. Wiki.
And now we move over to the Punch newspaper. Lagos wants youths in leadership. 9 of 10 medical consultants leaving Nigeria. Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria. Northern governors. Lawan. Others mourn ex-minister Paul Unongo. Dons back federal government policy on mother tongue teaching. Fuel scarcity. No planned price hike, says federal government. Queues spread. Fuel scarcity. No planned price hike, says federal government. Queues spread. APC governorship candidates promises to use fraudsters' potentials. Rising poverty. Federal government blames governors. Federal government pays ASU November salary, withholds arrears. Osun Assembly insists council chairman must stay. Independent national elections against patronizing illegal park operators. Junior Chamber International Nigeria partners firm to empower female entrepreneurs. Abuja town planners elect new chairperson. ESCOs. Reform eliminated ghost workers in public service. Reforms eliminated ghost workers in public service. Sylvester Oromoni. Lagos government pledges justice. Dentsu backs 3 awards. Why I fear outcome of 2023 elections. Jega. Appoint 40% youth. Coalition tax candidates. Bello presents 172 billion naira budget to Kogi Assembly. Students sent to prison over Aisha Buhari tweet. Federal borrowing should be strictly for production. Obi. McAfee decries PDP crisis, seek unity. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper. Unongo served Nigeria with passion. Northern governors mourns. Federal government makes mother tongue instruction compulsory for primary 1 to 6. Federal government blames state governors for rising poverty. bill into law. Reps to probe attacks on independent National Electoral Commission assets. INEC lifts bimodal voters accreditation system machines to states. Arewa Consultative Forum mourns ex-Second Republic minister. G5 governors. Chief Justice of Nigeria's comment, not partisan, says coalition of united political parties. Kwara goes tough on illegal WAEC exam fees. Buhari presides over Federal Executive Council meeting. Osun Labour leaders pledge support for Adeleke. Rivers Varsity students protest death of graduating colleague. Court grants factional Abgashia bail. Sylvester Oromuni, family slams Dowen College. Lagos State government demands justice. ASU receives full salaries for November. Arrears withheld. Tinubu not in US. APC debunks viral photo. Nigeria Canary, 3 stowaways must return home. Spanish police. Transport experts lament over rising insecurity. More judges will speed up justice dispensation. Obi mourns late Labour Party Kaduna women leader, Shintes. Edo, 1,079 victims of trafficking. Violence seek justice. Edo, 1,079 victims of trafficking. Violence seek justice. How African Union ended Ethiopian 2-year civil war. Obasanjo. Non-oil exporters repatriated $4.99 billion in 2022. Emefiele. It's an error to think corruption pays. Usibanjo. Adeleke dissolves all non-statutory boards in Osun. Stakeholders lament poor state of procurement agencies. PDP primary. Court dismisses Ondo's senator's appeal. PDP primary. We've taken this. 2023, you must be apolitical. Inspector General of Police warns men. And lastly, hospital denies allegation.
Now this day, it is criminal to casualize academics, ASU insists. NNPC secures $1.4 billion funding for 1 billion barrel Kolmani field development project. Woko to PDP, expel Wiki now, is no more damage to do. 2023, media critical to successful transition, says Akeredolu Adebipe. Foundation empowers 3,500 indigent Lagos school children with vocational skills. CSOs condemn federal government's refusal to abolish death penalty. Silver, Nigeria to end import of petroleum products next year. United Nations, 2030 global target for ending AIDS may be elusive. Federal government unveils report on malaria, says disease prevalent in rural areas. Stock market appreciated by 2.08 trillion naira in November. 500 billion naira development fund. Senate threatens federal. 10% tax. Lawan promises to address carbonated drinks. Nigeria stowaways face deportation from Spain. Politicizing National Assembly's clerk appointment. Politicizing National Assembly clerk's appointment. NAFDAC arraigns trader over alleged importation of fake. Will run people-friendly government, Atiku Ukowa assures Nigerians. Atiku, Wike mocks colleague over 13% derivation fund arrears. Will run people-friendly government, Atiku Ukowa assures Nigerians. Allegations of corruption rock Labour Party. Groups raise the alarm over alleged 84,000 underaged. Osun Assembly urges Adeleke to allow status quo on local government. Niger Chief Judge commits COAS. Trapdock Commander. Niger Chief Judge commits Chief of Army Staff. Trapdock Commander. Police arrest alleged kidnap kingpin after 7 years. Exequently to Nigerians. Resist monopolistic democracy. 25 firms selected for $10.5 million Nigeria Sheikhs research project. NAFDAC arraigned trader over alleged importation. Federal government rolls out enhanced passport in Canada. House summons NSIA CEO over fund for low-income earners. Bayelsa PDP inaugurates campaign council. Transport professionals hail Jamo's success as CIOTA. Ndiomo, federal government has no immediate plan to wind down amnesty. Court of Appeal reaffirms MNK as APC governorship candidate. TIC, TICT, no plan to retrench workers over acquisition. Priorities of Indian presidency of G20. Impact of JP awardees on society. The return of history subject. Noah's Ark. X3M ideas shine at 2022 LAIF Awards. CIO Award honors exceptional chief information. Expert urges federal government to embrace telemedicine. Embedded finance will enhance payment system. NFF, women lack resources, conducive environment. 30-year-old man jailed for internet fraud forfeit to 24.3. Soludo comments UNICEF on post-flood intervention initiative. Nigeria detained jailed in Dubai to regain freedom. NMPCL, Total Energies JV flags off 19th football tournament. We are committed to youth, women empowerment. 2023. APC to campaign in Katsina's 361 wards. Coca-Cola donates $500,000 worth of equipment to UITH. APC unveils Tinubu Shetima crowdfunding app. Bauchi inaugurates steering committee on open government. International Women Group calls for awareness against.
And now we move over to the Nation newspaper. World AIDS Day. Society seeks long-acting HIV preventive tools. 13,915 scrabbled for Niger Delta Development Commission scholarships. National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure. 25 firms selected for $10.5 million Nigeria Sheikh research projects. Nigerian Midstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, no plan to raise petroleum price. Oshomule, PDP, a house divided against itself. Obasanjo, Otom, Lawan, Mark, others mourn ex-minister Unongo. Why Ondo should vote for me by Atiku. Federal Executive Council okays National Language Policy for Primary Education. Tinubu condoles with Wamako over wife's death. Oshun Assembly dares Adeleke over council administration. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper. Court affirms Ayade as APC Cross River North senatorial candidate. Northern Group mourns Unongo. No plan to hike petroleum price. Suspected kidnap kingpin John Land arraigned. 13% derivation arrears. Wike draws battle line with Niger Delta governors. Niger Delta National Drug Law Enforcement Agency burns 24.6 tons of illicit drugs in Kwara. Split in Mimiko's camp over Atiku. Court remands medical director for allegedly defiling wife's niece. 2 arrested for kidnapping ex-University of Ibadan deputy vice chancellor. Suspected kidnap kingpin nabbed 7 years after manhunt. Our governorship candidate not arrested. Rivers PDP campaign council. Federal Executive Council approves mother tongue of instruction for instruction in primary schools. Attacks. Independent National Electoral Commission counts losses, gives way out. ASU protests over unpaid salaries in University of Calabar. Federal government rolls out enhanced passports in Canada. Obajana cement dispute. Dangote urges court to stay hearing in Kogi's suit. We didn't step down for Jando, says ZLP. APP governorship candidates. Tinubu to speak on security, economy, others at Chatham.
Nigeria must equalize access to essential HIV services. NACA DG, 10 count charge. Rescued Chibok girls cry out, we want to return to school. Compulsory mother tongue instruction in primary schools. Federal government rakes 2 trillion naira from indirect taxes as banks' taxes rise 41.7 135 billion naira. Growth in diaspora remittances to Nigeria. Other other SSAs slows. World Bank. Adeleke Oyetola quarrel afresh on handover proceeding. Ejene as senator will attract development to Delta South. Orishiwino. Mate backs NACA award. Lagos state government recognizes Contour as unifying body for truckers. Lagos state government recognizes Contour as unifying body for truckers. AOP radio guard escapes unknown gunmen's assassination attempt. Queen Queen Consort celebrates United Nations Day on elimination of violence against women. Mexico exits World Cup despite beating Saudi Arabia. Argentina beat Poland 2-0, advanced to last 16. Adeleke directs ex-officials to return government properties. Census: NPC calls for thorough screening of ad hoc staff. Pele in stable condition after admission to hospital. Federal government targets 8 billion naira from concessioning 17 silos. Tinubu campaign promises well organized. Oshomole: only Atiku is prepared with lucid mind to lead Nigerians. Reno Omokri: Dana Air increases Owerri route frequency, resumes Abuja to Owerri Enugu flight. Cowboys private school owner resisting education reform. Edo government. JCI pushes for more investment in Nigeria's women entrepreneurs. We may start no work, no pay. ASU president. Troops rescue 3 kidnapped victims, destroy bandit camps in Kaduna. Drink manufacturers: we will address 10% tax. Lawan. NDDC. Group laments insensitivity of federal government towards board members confirmed since 2019. 2023. Labour Party condemns Victoria Chinten's assassination, demands probe. Senate President advocates civic education against vote selling, vote buying. 500 billion naira development fund. Senate threatens Bank of Industry MD. Other agencies with warrant of arrest. Atiku can't manage his household. Preach Oshomole. NMA confirms arrest of fake doctor in Lagos. TICT says no plan to retrench workers over acquisition of MSC. 2023. I am seeking re-election based on performance, says Sanwo-Olu. Federal government has no plan to increase fuel pump price. NMDPRA. Otu according to our newspaper.
And now we move over to the Premium Times. But before we go on with that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue this Premium Times. Please don't go anywhere.
Onye kpọọ ọba ya mkpọkọrọ, agbata obi ewere ya kpụrụ ahịhịa, nke mere na onye na-ekweghị ka ọha eburu ya gbafee ama nna ya. Ọnọdụ ihe obodo anyị dị iche iche n'ala anyị abụrụgo nke na-eme anyị echeta ebewe, mana olileanya ka dị maka na osite a dịba mma ọ dịrị gaba. Ndozi obodo bụ mmemme ga-emepe anyị anya n'ụzọ kwesịrị ekwesị anyị ga-esi wee leba anya n'ihe dị iche iche gbasatara ndozi na nhazi obodo anyị kwa Tuesday ọbụla n'ebe ọ na-adị 103.5 FM ma ọ kụọ elekere 5 nke mgbede. Ndozi obodo bụ ọrụ dịịrị mụ na gị.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at the 103.5 FM. It's Martin Ifeanyi is here every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebona at 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/6FM every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep the dates.
Health Plus. Health Plus. My health, your health, our health. Health Plus is a health program that talks about our Ebonadi FM 103.5 to learn how best to manage your health and to take care of our young and old ones. Join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday by 1 to 2 p.m. on Ebonadi FM 103.5 Ogidi, Anambra State.
Stand up for your right.
Know your rights. Mara Ikigani Wele. Basically, as a citizen of Nigeria, you've got it all. Freedom of movement, freedom of religion, freedom of speech. Oya Kanawegi and another clearly where a Nike, Makanawaji Nike, and I think Motoki, and then Memory teaching. Are you oppressed or intimidated in any way and means? By the first group, and the law enforcement agents, Mandel, Chapande, or Mini, and then they will be Makanawali game. One Amawaka, another of Ruby, one in a way he game, Makanito, the area, 40 Mugu. Mother, in a way he game, another opportunity for 2 weeks or 1 week, Makanoka again. Share your experience. 103.5 FM every Saturday. Call on the 9 o'clock a.m.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
Excuse me. I got an announcement to make.
Are you looking for a way to tell the world about your products and services? Search no more. Come to Ebonadi FM 103.5 Ogidi, Anambra State. Let's tell the world at large about that your services and products.
Have the right to broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the contents of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting, to ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that a complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
You're welcome back. You're still tuned to Ebon FM, and this is Newspaper Headlines. Remember that you can send your reactions via SMS, WhatsApp on 080-9666-1035. You can as well join us on Facebook. We are live at Ebonade 103.5 FM. You can also stream online via mixlr.com/gistfm. We are on to the premium times. NFIU receives reports on 150 trillion naira suspicious transactions in 3 months. Violence, injuries claim 12,000 lives globally every day. World Health Organization. Pupils to be taught in mother tongue as Federal Executive Council approves National language policy. Fuel scarcity worsens across Nigeria as NMPC marketers offer different reasons. The Central Bank of Nigeria explains why new Naira notes are simple. We had limited time. Central Bank of Nigeria explains why new Naira notes are simple. 3 Nigerians arrived Spain on ships Ruda. Budget padding. Why we inserted 1.7 trillion Naira projects in ministries, departments, and agencies. Budget. Minister. 2023, I will soon tell you who to vote for as president. Wike tells supporters. Average retail price of kerosene in Nigeria more than doubled in October. Again, suspected headers invade Enugu community, killed 3 residents. Adeleke's inauguration in Osun and what it means for Atiku. And lastly, Adeleke issues 6 executive orders, sacks hundreds of Osun workers employed by Oyetola.
The Sun newspaper, Ohaneze insists on Obi flays insecurity in Southeast. Elect leaders that will seek development. Jega. Nigeria decides 2023. Many questions over our next readiness for free fair poll. Appeal court reaffirms MNK as APC Adiaguba candidate. No governor has power to stop opponents from campaigning. IGP. INEC counts losses from attacks, gives way out. Owerri leaders back Uzodinma for second term. 2023. Road to 2023. Ohaneze insists on P2B, condemns insecurity in Southeast. Road to 2023. Don't be deceived by APC. Makarafi wants voters. Anambra, 470 new members from APGA, APC, PDP join Labour Party. At Igbo Day celebration, Sokoto PDP candidate urges support for party, promises to sustain business-friendly environment. Ogun Osun Assembly orders status quo on local government administration. Ondo 2023 Foundation to raise funds for Chenwu Majashan senatorial campaign. Opposition parties defend embattled CJN. Catholic Diocese hails Mba's manifesto as ambitious, comprehensive. Enugu AIG notes Ugwanye's robust support to police. 13% derivation refund. Akwa Ibom citizens tackle Udom. Insecurity. Dearth of requisite equipment behind brain drain. Wike. Fed approves compulsory mother tongue instruction in primary schools. Ungoverned space responsible for terrorism, banditry, kidnapping others in Africa. In Rabo, baby stolen at birth reunites with mother. Fraudster kills girlfriend over money paid into her account by victim. Lasma raises alarm on robbers operating with private vehicles. Lasma raises alarm on robbers operating with private vehicles. Police arrest suspected robbers terrorizing motorists along Otupo Enugu Road. Federal government lauds Mudiame University for inventing. NDDC conducts tests for 3,000 scholarship applicants. Suspected Bayelsa kidnap kingpin John Leon pleads not guilty. Adeleke's wife seeks women's support for successful administration. Otu aka ọ batara kwụrụ n'ụtụtụ anụnwa n'isi akwụkwọ akụkọ ndị anyị jiri bata. Ka anyị gụpụtara gị ozi dị na SMS.
On the SMS portal, we got a message from Honorable Osakwe and says, since the inception of NMPC, no qualified personnel has managed the affairs. It's only an anointed person from the kitchen cabinet of the ruler. Their aim is to loot the fund that will be mapped out from any development. The fuel subsidy and the scarcity will never end since it is one of the pipelines of siphoning billions of dollars on a daily basis. There is no plan to build a new refinery as it will truncate their organized crime. This nation need pure revolution, remand of the medical doctors. Okay, pure revolution. Now, remand of the medical doctors for rape is welcome as some people could not control their libido, as he who sold his dog and bought a monkey still have a hopper in his domain. The outgoing federal government let cats out of the cupboard and everything fell apart. If you visit any market after 3 days, you will look primitive as prices of commodities will look so strange. Can we continue like this? Most of the times when they mention repented Boko Haram, it baffles me, being that a born bandit only repent in the grave. How can you mix blood-sucking people that gathered from different terrorist nations and pamper and nurture them in the name of repented killers and have budgets for them? Northeast Development Fund. This part of the world is no more good for habitation, as there is no sign of remedy. All these alamajiris are terrorists in the oven. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We also got a message from Darlington Nwarochukwu, and he says, Inspector General of Police still giving order. Please, if I may ask, the order, is it coming from Kuje Prison or Krikri Prison? Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Darlington. We also got this one, and he says, okay, this one is from Melvin, and he says, even if Atiku is the only righteous man in Nigeria, in this Nigeria, that is not the most important thing to us all. We need free and fair election. Coming 2023 general election. Thanks. Then he said, Osibanjo just woke up from sleep and is just realizing that corruption is not a road to good governance. He should please go back to sleep. Please, is Enugu governor not around, or is he looking up to where he would go and be crying like a hopeless widow? Please, our brothers and sisters, life are at risk. Please help federal government. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Odimana Facebook page, Ejima Posinaka, Voice of NBC, Pachuku Kennedy Chinedu. Court remanding students over statements on Aisha is very laughable, unbelievable, and unimaginable. While terrorists and looters are busy walking freely on the street, what a country. Ejimawako, also Francis from Amagoze. Diversion and logistics responsible for fuel scarcity. This is too bad. The appropriate authority should checkmate the activities of the marketers and deal decisively with anybody found wanting as a deterrence. Honestly, we are the bane of our own problem. May God help us. Darling also Francis. Dr. Mrs. Uma Olivera from the river. This government has continued to add salt to an injury by paying ASU November salary and leaving 8 months arrears. This is height of insensitivity. Let's see how far it goes. We are watching. Yes, governors are responsible for high poverty level because they emasculated the allocation meant for local government chairmen who get to the grassroots. Daluvine, Dr. Mrs. Ima Onebara, Chinedu Oneka Pastor, mother tongue language made compulsory in primary school is a welcome development. Esquire Spec 1 for Ezo Former from Oka. It's unfortunate that the DSS has not released the students to go and take his exam without protest. It's also laughable for federal government to blame state governments for failure in the economy. That was ọ dịkwa mma eji oke akwụkwọ dị na WhatsApp eji m nke si n'aka Onyeka Nwabufo from Umoji. I describe HIV/AIDS as war against humanity. For people living with it to increase up to 1.8 million, does it mean that NACA is not as active as it was, or that antiretroviral drugs and other essential materials are insufficient? Let DG NACA sit up and crusade against the scourge, especially in university environments. May God help us. Dalo Onyeka Nwabufo. Ejima akwụkwọ si n'aka Christian Ufundu from Onitsha. Dalo bless you too. Nigeria will never witness APC beyond 2023. This is an undiluted truth because this satanic administration is an evil wind that blows no good to anybody. Therefore, we do not want APC to die natural death. Ufondo still talking. ASU seems to be the weakest organization I've ever seen since I was born because the group is known for their empty threats. We will do this, we will do that if the federal government fails to meet our demands. All above is to get bribe from government. They don't mean their business. They are deceiving some undergraduates in the school. ASU, if you are not a bunch of cowards, do something that can move this nation so that your request will be granted, not standing astray on your request. Then how can we know exactly your position? Dialoguing Christian is funded. I find a NSA election, I will market on a material. Dialoguing INEC knew well to give Nigerians a credible election. Kudos to INEC. I thank Ohaneze for insisting on the beat. It's very good. Calling Nisu. Okay, Odima, Ocha, Odima, Tuka, Yakamuni. The Nina Sonani, the Tuka, and Yakamuni, Nassimo, Hadimana. Chuba is the one of the Dalawin, Smart for Koye, Dalawin, and from our hobby. Grace CH from Canada, Dalawin, and the also
Message just came in from Ebunike Udobi from Achala, and he says, injustice in Nigeria, how long? A lot of courts sitting in different parts of the nation have discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but federal government and her law enforcement refused to let him go. Before now, courts sentenced the EFCC chair to prison, but nobody to enforce the law. Now, Inspector General of Police has been sentenced to 3 months in prison, then no one to enforce the law as well. Injustice in Nigeria, how long? Thank you so much for joining us, Ebunike Udobi.
Happy New Month,
Anna Martin,